Hi, I'm the player that is Cheeky Librarian, and I decided to make a video today to talk about my thought process when I'm practicing trying to do wraps or coils around other snakes. It's not something I'm very confident about. I'm still definitely learning how to play more aggressively, and so I just thought I would make a video not to be, the most impressive bits of my play, but to just kind of walk through what I'm thinking as I'm playing. And so, again, trying to do a wrap, I was thinking that these two snakes here might be good candidates because they're already a little bit coiled up, and I definitely know that I have the length to go around them. But this green and silver striped snake definitely could see what I was trying to do and came out to meet me. So that wasn't the best opportunity. So I just keep moving along, and then I see this pink and blue striped snake has already sort of partially wrapped this big group of snakes that are all distracted with trying to do their own wraps. And so I can just sneak around the outside and watch out for these little snakes coming in on the right. They're usually what get me. And this time they weren't fast enough. But basically, that kind of wrap, oh wow, Boopsie just took out like 5 snakes all at once. That was pretty cool. So at this point, I'm just trying to be very patient and slow and not get hit by One Punch, who's coming from the other direction. Also, I probably shouldn't have stuck my neck out for that kill because it could have gone the other way, but sometimes your instincts just kick in and you got to do it. And now I'm just slowly, patiently closing that coil, and he didn't quite get that angle on that. I intentionally sometimes put a little bit of a kink in my coil so that if they don't time it exactly right, they will bump on it just like he did there. And then I'm going to expand my coil just a bit to make sure that I have enough space to finish my meal. And I'm also starting to think at this point about how do I get out of this sort of dense area of snakes to take a little break. So you want to open yourself up, keep yourself a little bigger than the nearest snake so that you can't get coiled. And then also when they start doing tail to tail and you start to feel trapped, just looking for little breaks where you can make your escape, like I'm doing right there. And then, turn away from the snake that's attacking you and try not to boost. Just try to, unless you see a little gap and you need to boost to get there, but try to just very slowly look for your way out. And now I have this nice big open area to kind of scoot through. And then you'll notice right off to the left, a big takeout just happened, and it's tempting to go rushing over into that and try to get some, but I decided to try and go on the outside, a little safer. And if the pink snake had been more interested in getting the mass, I might have been able to do it, but he was on to me, so had to move on. And now I'm going to transition to a different scene, and this is one where I am kind of just going around paying attention to the tiny little newly spawned snakes. Again, they're deadly when you're at this size and you can't turn very quickly. And I'm seeing over here these silver snakes and the American flag snake kind of already in the process of coiling each other or being coiled. And so, again, they're distracted with their own problems and they're not paying as much attention. And then sometimes, like that inner silver snake gets trapped by the ones on the outer side. So I was able to close that coil. Now, catching a bunch of snakes is one thing, being able to successfully squeeze them to death is another. And again, I'm still practicing. I'm not an expert at this in any way, shape, or form. You can also see death row in there, is teeny tiny. You have to watch out for those. Sometimes they're hard to see when you're zoomed out if you're in the NTL mod, which is what I play in. And so I'm just trying to slowly tighten this coil without shrinking my size so much that I get coiled myself. And so, again, I'm trying to get a little bit of that mass, because if this is just my thinking, so others probably have their own thinking about it, but I feel like if I give up at some point with this wrap, at least I got something out of it, is kind of how I feel about it. So if there's opportunistic mass that isn't going to risk me getting in the middle of it, then I just go ahead and take it. And meanwhile, the American flag's about to go out. He's wedged, which is cool, but this unnamed silver snake is not giving me a break here. And, you know, I always kind of dread the snake inside my trap that is skilled at not staying trapped. Like, they push the outsides of your boundary, and they stay right in front of your head so that it's harder for you to move inward. And so I'm thinking right now about doing another one of those slight expansions / create a push out from the coil, so that if you can make it skinny, sometimes a snake will try to expand into it and they won't have the turning radius that they need, and they'll crash. So that's what I'm thinking when I'm going up to make, like, I guess I didn't do it quite yet. It's the next wrap. But this teal snake is going to be big enough to wrap me pretty soon, which is why I'm thinking about doing, going up and sort of creating a narrow passage. And then you have to watch out on both sides, because that snake could have taken me out if they were on the ball. So now I've made that little nook, but this silver snake is smarter than that, and he's not going for it. It's not going to try to expand into that too much. But note what happens to me here. I'm coming around and I fall for my own trap and get taken out. So anyway, that's it for me.